Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today because we have not seen the worst of the storm. And there's so much to cover in this video that I wanted to come down to Laguna, have a nice, beautiful spot to share this wonderful news with you. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, Ageless Body, which I will talk about a little later. But let's get into it. There's so much to talk about. Stanley Drunkenmiller is a brilliant investor and from Duquesne's. He owns Duquesne's, is his hedge fund. And Mr. Drunkenmiller gave another interview, and this is new news, talking about how bad everything is right now, and that the first thing is it's naive to think that there's going to be some type of quick fix. It is naive to think that we're not going to see something worse than 2008 with the economy and with what's happening to us right now. People are foolish to think that this is going to be rectified by some quick fix program that's going to solve what the Fed has done and what is being done to the economy and with inflation, and he covered so much. So the first thing is the Fed with interest rates. They're on a crash course, and the storm is going to be worse than anybody predicts. He used all these different analogies for that. The interview was great, and it's below, but he talked about, entitlements and how we need to cut off all this stuff, everything. Get rid of every social program that could possibly have right now and make it so that people, kind of a big step right there, and make it so that people have to fend for themselves and not just look for a government handout, because this is going to get worse than anybody expects. And personally, I love that he's talking about this and comparing it to 2008, because so many people don't want to do that. They don't want to sit there and say, oh yeah, this could be bad. No. So all the social programs need to be stopped. Everything that the Fed has talked about and done is going to be a huge problem for us. Real estate is going to absolutely collapse, he predicts. And he also said, hey, these people that are saying that AI is no big deal, he says it's going to be transformative and it's going to be like the birth of the internet, and that people need to understand that and they need to take it seriously. Well, think about this. There are people out there that made billions and billions of dollars. You guys know the story because we all have lived through the internet. That's what's going to happen with AI right now, he predicts. But to sit there and not think that something bad is going to happen in the meantime, as this thing collapses, you haven't seen anything yet, he's convinced of. So, tide's coming in right now, so I got to walk up on the rock. But it's exciting, to say the least, because instead of being, hey, it looks like it's going to be okay, it's not going to be okay. And he knows it's not going to be okay. The banking situation and the bankers are making a lot less money right now. It is anticipated that all of the bonuses right now are going to be off a minimum of 20%, which is great. These places are losing money hand over fist. They should be making less money in bonuses right now. Janet Yellen, I got to get these quotes right, so just bear with me for a second. This is going to be cataclysmic, Janet Yellen says. It's going to have dire consequences to the entire economy and the global economy if we don't raise the debt ceiling. Man, oh man, is she worried about that? Isn't she? Kind of interesting that every day she keeps coming out with this. Now, Kevin McCarthy went in and spoke to the president yesterday, and they really didn't have a deal worked out. So if you think anything's going to come of this anytime soon, you're kidding yourself. It's almost like they want to press the explode button, if you know what I mean. So, and have everything break down. So you can see what I'm walking on right here. A former Goldman Sachs executive, you can read the article, said that everybody needs to get into crypto right now. You need to understand that the only thing that's going to save you is going to be crypto, gold, and silver. Okay, good for you. Mr. Drunkenmiller said the same thing, that he said that he's into gold and silver right now. Didn't really mention crypto much. Let's talk about our sponsor, Ageless Body. You know, the power of turmeric has been around for thousands of years. It's been referred to as a cure-all throughout different countries, China, India, the Middle East. But now you can get Ageless Body, which has got a tremendous amount of turmeric that is able to be absorbed in the body, unlike other turmerics. Think about this. Curcumin is the average turmeric. This is a product called curcumin, which is 4,600 times stronger than the average turmeric. If you go to agewithdan.com, you can save up to 61% off the regular price. And I use this. It's been great. It's helped, again, with inflammation. It's helped with my fingers, my bone joints, everything that I've had problems with. This has made a huge difference. But check it out today, guys. What they've come up with is an amazing capsule that is unlike other turmerics out there. Take a look at Age with Dan today and save 61%. Now, when it comes to banking, Peter St. Onge is quoted in a story below talking about how this is worse than 2008. The bank problem is already bigger. The problem's going to be bigger. It's nowhere near being solved, and no one wants to look at that. So, great story below about that. Plus, there's another article, an international article, talking about how U.S. banks are just completely upside down. Every day there's something new about this, guys. This is not something that just comes out and, oh, you're regurgitating the same stuff, guys. It's brand new, and there are problems, and you need to look at it. Look at your finances, look at getting things organized financially, your insurance, your retirement, everything. Take a look at it today. Homeowners are engaging in quiet quitting. Homeowners are going to sit out the selling season this time. And, that's interesting. Let's put it this way. The only people that are sitting out are the people that don't need to sell their homes, guys. There is no magical, secret sauce to this. You know, you can sit there and say, oh, these people have such great interest rates, they don't want to sell their house. They don't need to sell their house. That's the difference. Or they can say, oh, honey, you know what? Why don't you just drive another 45 minutes to work? Who cares? So that's what the people are living through. It's completely different than last time because people borrowed money and the interest rates were going up, 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 and the payments were going up, up, up. You're still going to see people get laid off and not be able to make these payments, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this. Quiet quitting in real estate. I'm sick of these terms, guys. How about you? Are you tired of this stuff? Quiet quitting. No, it's just everything's not an acronym or a phony term or a growth recession. This is business. This is life. This is your finances. And I was talking to a friend of mine today about a business that he's getting into, and he's bringing investors in and things like that. But it's really cut and dry. It's like, I'm telling him, you know what the beauty of this, because you're kind of set financially, you don't need to take anybody's money that's not solid gold. You don't need to take anybody that you think is a headache. Oh yeah, I really want to be involved in this. Well, if the guy, he's a pain, no. Well, the people that are selling their houses right now have to sell their houses. There's an overabundance of houses for sale. Oh, the market is off. Well, hang on a second. In the last quarter, 3/4 of the country experienced a price drop in real estate for the third straight month. Why is that? Oh, not in my market, Dan. You don't understand. Here in South Carolina, it's beautiful. Here in Southern California, it's fantastic. Oh my gosh, Dan, look at the beach. Look at these houses. You don't think those houses are still $15 million? Oh, they are. Okay? And they're probably somebody's third or fourth home. They're not their main house for these people. So the difference is that you're going to see this thing continue to escalate out of control and get worse and worse and worse. Why is the debt ceiling so important to Janet Yellen? Why do they need the credit line raised so much? Why is that? Okay? Small business sentiment right now from the National Federation of Independent Businesses I think they're out of Tennessee. They just said that it's the lowest it's been in 10 years. Talking to these small companies, one-man band, one-woman show, you know, under 25, 50 employees, talking to people saying, what are you feeling? We're feeling terrible right now. We see real problems on the horizon with this. And then, you know, there's a story below that you could take a look at where Joe Biden is Small Business Week, and Joe Biden could care less about Small Business Week right now. So that's horrible, guys. That's horrible. I don't care who you vote for. I really don't. This channel is built in the small business person. We need to get funding. We need to not get taken out by a wave. And you know what I mean? We need to be able to have access to capital, good employees, good customers, a little bit of everything right now, guys. So it's always tough out here at Moss Point when the tide comes in, because it just gets a little dicey. Okay? So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. This girl left her bag and the bird's going to investigate. You smell lunch? That is funny. Hey! What's in there? This girl was laying out on the beach, and the Seagull has commandeered her spot and is trying to get what's left of her lunch. Vice News. Vice News is a news agency that online makes videos, things like that. They're having serious financial difficulties, and their employees are very concerned that their bonuses won't get paid, their paychecks won't be any good, and their stock options are worthless. Yes to all three. Please understand this, guys. If you have your head buried in the sand, a seagull will take everything. And you have to understand, ask questions of the companies you work for. Sit there and find out, hey, how are you guys doing? I can't talk to my boss that way and ask him about the financial viability of this company. He would lose his mind. Okay, well, when your paycheck's no good, or you're like that startup, the robotics company that didn't get paid and now they're officially 5 pay periods behind right now, okay? Would you be concerned then? Could you handle not being paid for 5 pay periods? Is that every 2 weeks, every week? You guys know the answer to that. No. The answer is no. So remember, these are not bad financial times. Everything is great. It's all good. There's an MIT economist who helps determine when recessions start and when they end. There's a great article below on this about the logistics of when this happens. But don't worry, we're not in one right now, okay? We are not in anything that resembles a recession. Look at that. The seagull's still working on her lunch over there. That's kind of funny. So we're not in a recession, guys. Remember that. I keep getting this story sent to me, so I have to cover it. And that is, are you upset when you go to a self-checkout and you have to tip people? Okay? You don't have to do anything. But when they slide the little payment thing over and it says, you know, how much of a tip do you want to leave? Do you feel under pressure to do that? A lot of people have anxiety when it comes to that. How about no? Don't have anxiety. Because if somebody brings stuff to your table, a lot of people believe that they should get tipped for that. The person behind the counter, no. Do they have a tip jar out there for cash? Leave them cash. I love to tip those people, okay? Especially places like ballparks. The Los Angeles Angels, Anaheim Stadium, they have a, you know, when you buy stuff and you buy a $17 beer and a $7.50 hot dog and you take your friends there and you spend $70 on food before you put your butt in a seat, you know, hey, do you want to tip these guys? Well, I said, hey, do you guys get these tips? Do you get them on your paycheck? Well, I'm a part-time employee. This is the person that took my order that gave me the food. I'm just a part-time employee. I'm not a full-time employee, so I'm not eligible for the tips. And I put the tip through. And I said, yeah, you are. I said, can you cancel my transaction? Oh, sir, I can't do that. Well, I called Anaheim Stadium and did that one without getting hit on that one. And a couple times, actually. And we assure you, it's shared equally with the shift. Every shift gets to divide that money up, regardless of their status with the company. We would like everybody to think that they're going to be a full-time employee. Great. But this is a big deal. People are all upset about this. Don't go out and eat, guys. I mean, come on. You know, they turn the thing around. You can just press 0 on that stuff. It depends on what they're doing. Some places are fast serve where you order and then they bring the food to you. Yeah, tip them, you know. But if they don't do it. Okay, it's that simple. Okay, so share your thoughts on this stuff so far. Goldman Sachs has just settled a massive class action lawsuit where women were not paid fairly. And 8,000 claimants in a class action lawsuit are going to divide $215 million because Goldman Sachs didn't treat these women correctly and fairly and give them raises and bonuses and pay them equally. Man, that is wild. But it took years to settle this thing. And a lot of time with class action lawsuits, you don't hear people getting this kind of money and dividing stuff like this up. Normally they get, you know, $89 and a coupon for a free car wash. You know, it's not good like that. But I am telling you guys, the world is going to change and you have to speak up. It's not complain, it's say, hey, raise your hand and make sure that what's happening to you is fair, because here's the thing, the world is unfair. They will take advantage of you. They will not pay you fairly. They will not give you a bonus. They will not give you what you're supposed to get. You know, I've talked a lot about HR and going to HR to get your wages increase. And I had all these HR directors. I can see, Dan, it comes with the managers. It all comes from the managers. Well, you should have a relationship with everybody in that business that you work for. You know, if you're in business, everybody that you do business with that has anything to do with your company, you should meet those people. Suppliers, vendors, everybody. Everybody in the company. Your manager, the #1 position of people that are getting cut right now are assistant managers in different levels of different companies. So you can be friends with these people all you want, but you know what? They're going to get nixed before you are, and then HR is going to be left with, who's Brenda? Ah, brunette. Kind of wears those funny clothes. Yeah. You know what I mean? So have a relationship with everybody and ask for things. And also ask for periodic reviews. Hey, you're not due for a review for you know, another 4 months. Well, can we do it early? Can we talk about what you're expecting of me for my next review so I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing? Oh, yeah. But good, you know, I'm glad they got hit with this because it's so much money. And, you know, Goldman Sachs gets to pay. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far, guys. Times are changing with business right now, guys, more than ever. Amazon, think about this one. Amazon wants to change the way that your packages are delivered. Now, my late girlfriend, my daughter, I think that they are Amazon Customer of the Year. Okay, to say the least. But packages show up all the time. Oh, the Ring camera set it off. You let me know, put it inside, you know, okay? Amazon wants to get rid of delivery if they can. They will pay you $10 if you would go pick up your packages from a central pickup spot. Who wants to do that? Think about this. Right now, I can order things in the morning and have it at the house before 5 o'clock sometimes. It is insane that they do things that quickly. I mean, I don't know how they do it, but it's done time and again. Time and again, time and again. So, would you do that? Would you go pick it up? Now, one thing that's cool with Amazon that they've set up is they've set up a drop-off spot like at Kohl's. Hey, this didn't fit, this didn't work, the mic didn't work, let me bring it back. Well, instead of mailing it, just drop it off at Kohl's, and then it gets credited to your account like really quickly. It's very cool, okay? So, Anybody use that? Because it's great. The last two stories, I love these, okay? First one is McDonald's. McDonald's in Kentucky had multiple children working at the McDonald's throughout the state. Not just like at one where, hey, somebody's rogue parent brought their kid into work one day. I walked into a Jack in the Box about 2 months ago, and there was a kid behind the counter taking orders, and they thought it was the funniest thing ever. But you know what? About 45 seconds into it, I'm like, oh, wow, he is actually working here, okay? So that happened. But the McDonald's had 10-year-olds working at the McDonald's in Kentucky, and a broader search found out that there were over 300 people, 300 kids working throughout the state. That's just one region. How many other kids are working at McDonald's throughout the country? Isn't that wild to think about? You know, can't yell at them, you know, hurry! Looking over the counter for them, awesome, okay? The final story is awesome. I love staying at Hilton hotels, they're great. A man named Peter Brennan was recently staying at a Hilton hotel, and he woke up to someone sucking on his toes, and it was the hotel manager, David Neal. Now that's a rewards program. So this guy, the manager is sucking on his toes. There's now litigation, but again, he didn't know how the guy got in the room. Mr. Brennan is suing everybody and their brother and Mr. Neal and the Hilton company. But is that crazy or what? So, unbelievable. Anybody have a rewards program like that? Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, sign up for Christmas in May. Details are below. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you very soon.